Hi there! So today I am lunchtime gardening and I wasn't really sure what to do out here today because I can't get a huge project started. I don't have that much time. I am working on getting things wrapped up at work from this past season and then also starting to get things going for next season. If some of you already know this, but I work for a perennial company that supplies perennials to the Meyer garden centers around here, and so we're done for the season. We're done shipping plants in for the season, but for me that means I have to start getting ready for next season and getting all that stuff in order. So I'm trying to wrap all that up before we leave this weekend. Nate and I are leaving this weekend to go down to Atlanta, Georgia to record vocals on my country songs that we recorded the music for this past summer. So I'm trying to get my work things wrapped up and so I don't have too much time. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna walk around and we'll do a little bit of a fall garden tour. The leaves are actually falling. Nate's already blew them a few different times and I just think they look really pretty. My hydrangeas are still holding their pink color. In fact, I cut some of them. I'll show you a picture of them, but I cut some of my quick fire fabs and my Incredibles. I cut some blue salvia the other day, some white snapdragons, and I ended up with a pink, it's a pink, but red, white, and blue bouquet, and it's so pretty. But anyway, I thought we'd just kind of quickly take you around and show you what the plants look like here in mid-Michigan in late October. So right off the bat, this garden is looking pretty great and colorful. You can see tons of colors going on. That yellow is a bedazzled hosta that is starting to turn, but it just has some beautiful colors going on. So this is a plum tree, and it's pretty much this purple maroony color all season long. It has beautiful like pinkish white blush looking flowers in the spring. Around it I planted some big begonias pretty late in the season, so they never really put on too much size, but they still provide lots of color. And then, like I said, these are bedazzled hosta that are starting to turn for the winter. Over here, kind of anchoring this bed, I have 3 blue point junipers, and they are putting on tons of size. They were probably like a 5th or 6th that size when I planted them, so I'm pretty excited about them. We've got some good textures and colors going on in there, and these are all returners, so they're all either perennials or shrubs besides the big begonias there. And then I do have a lantana and a couple of I think I did angelonias in there, but they don't even really have color anymore. In front of the junipers there, we have 3 bobos, and they look beautiful. They bloomed just awesome this year, and I should come out and take some of these and dry them. They're perfect for drying right now. I just love the looks of those. And then in front of those, you can see that maroony color there. That is a spilled wine weigilla. This has a beautiful bloom in the springtime, just a really vibrant pink color, almost like a Barbie pink. And then for the remainder of the season, they hold this beautiful maroon, kind of purplish red color. In front of the spilled wine weigilla, I have 3 of the proven winter winter creeper euonymus, and I believe this is Gold Splash, and this provides a really pretty leaf color and texture. And then these 2 little bushy things here, that's the angelonia that I put in there. Those are annuals, so those will die back, but I kind of wanted to test them out. They had a kind of a purpley blue color, so I was looking to get something that's perennial, that's purpley blue, but I wanted to test it out with annuals and make sure I liked it. Same thing with that lantana. And then in front of that, I've got kind of a big drift here of the hopscotch. Get a close up on it there. So it's a hopscotch Huka from the Fun and Games series, proven winner. And these do really well in here. This gets quite a bit of sun, and they, as long as they get enough water, they do really well in here. So I really like those in here. And then over back in here, we've got the 3 Siberian Iris Caesar's brother. These are a wonderful plant. I love these because they obviously they bloom very beautifully. A purple color iris in the springtime that lasts for quite some time, and then for the remainder of the season they just look like a really cool upright ornamental grass. So I love those. And then I've got some little bunny fountain grass over here. I had 3 of them, but 1 died, so I'm thinking I'm going to move. I don't like that there's just 2 here, so I think I'm going to move that one down to the other side so it kind of like mirrors each other. Down in here I do have some plants. There's a little butterfly bush here that's kind of hidden, and this is all creeping Jenny in here, and it is in fact creeping. It loves it up here. I have to really pay attention because I don't like it to go into my neighbor's yard, although she says she doesn't care. I just try to be considerate and make sure it doesn't go too far, so I try to keep that edge really clean. This is a lobelia right here that is kind of being taken over by the creeping Jenny, so I'll probably have to move that at some point. And then I have this I think it's called coated orange, maybe echinacea coneflower here. It's really pretty, and I kind of leave them just like that because the birds like to eat the seed heads, and then I always hope that they kind of reseed themselves. But that's that garden. It's looking pretty good. These are so pretty. I love these little bunny fountain grasses. If you like the fountain grass but you need something a lot smaller, the little bunny is the way to go because it doesn't get much bigger than that. I'd say that's probably about, I don't know, 2 feet tall and wide with the plumes there. So it's really pretty grass. And can you see all the trees changing color? A lot of them have already dropped, but my maple is turning. It's an autumn blaze. Anyway, in here I have a little first frost hosta. I have a couple of little blue stem grasses here. I'm on the lookout for another one that I want to plant right there. I actually, these things, they reseeded themselves, and I found a little chunk of it that I went ahead and planted just in case I can't ever find one. That one will eventually grow up. Back behind these little blue stems, I have this crocosmia or lucifer, and these are also a really neat plant too. They have a really cool flower that lasts for quite some time, and then just like the Siberian iris, when they're done blooming, they kind of just look like an ornamental grass, so I really love them. But look at these little blue stems. Isn't that a cool color? Down in here, these were all pentas annuals, so we'll pull those out. But I just have kind of a drift of Christmas tree hosta under there. Looking pretty good still. And then along here, I have some Cleveland pear trees planted, along with limelight hydrangeas, and then underneath there's kind of a mixture of some annuals with the big begonias there, and then silver gumdrop heuchera. So that's what the silver gumdrop looks like. And then it's starting to sprinkle. And then my limelights are looking really great. These did not get pruned back properly this spring. I just kind of ran out of time, and I ended up only pruning off the back side of them so that it wouldn't go, into my neighbor's yard. But Nate's home. So you can see these ones have a little bit more color on them because they were pruned back. They even have some like newer growth here. But I should come out and clip some of these too. These are beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to dry some of these as well. Look at Nate's home for lunch. And it's starting to sprinkle, you guys. No! We'll just quickly go through this. Right here, I have a weeping cherry tree with some sedum, a lavender. We might have to come back out after work if it keeps raining like this. These are another perennial that I just absolutely love. This is called Nephofia or Red Hot Poker. These bloom for quite some time and they have a really neat bloom on them, but when they're not blooming, they look like an ornamental grass. So I love that. In here, we just have some random perennials. It's kind of looking a little gnarly right now, but these grassy type looking things are more Caesar's Brother Siberian Iris. This is a little quick fire hydrangea in here. And man, honestly, you guys, this section right here, I mean, I planned from here over out pretty much, but from here down, it's just kind of like a dump bed. I've just thrown plants in here to kind of hold them in this area until I find a spot for them. So I haven't really done much with it. The only thing I intentionally have done was down here this past year. I pulled out a beautyberry bush, gave it to my sister, and I planted all this with zinnias, and it was just beautiful. So I was thinking about trying to maybe turn this into a butterfly garden because I had tons of butterflies in here throughout the season and they just loved it. These are Carl Forrester grasses right here. Really nice grass. Over here, that's a giant weed. I gotta pull that out. Over here I have tons of just Hasta that are starting to turn, some Astilbe. And a lot of times I leave the blooms on like this because they look really pretty in the winter time. I will come in and cut back probably all the stems off those Hasta blooms. And if I have time, I'll actually cut my Hasta completely back. But if I don't get to it, I just do it in the spring. Got some Heuchera in here that are looking really pretty. But you can see it is definitely fall. This is a cherry truffles Heuchera, and then lots of different colors of Hasta going on. This time of year, my Japanese maple turns this beautiful red color before it drops its leaves, and it's just so pretty. I love it. I love it so much. I gotta get in here and trim it up a little bit too. Let's see. There's not really much going on down there, so we'll come over this way. I just love how this is looking too, even with the Hasta that are turning color. There's so much color going on. These Heuchera look really pretty still. These leaves are dropping, and honestly, you guys, I kind of just leave the leaves like this. They will die over the winter and they'll turn the color of the mulch. So whatever's left here will just get crunchy and easy to blow out. And if it doesn't blow out, it looks the same color as the mulch because it'll turn brown. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't do much cleaning of the garden beds as far as getting the leaves out. Nate's really good at blowing the leaves, but like I said, whatever he doesn't get pretty much just dies up and you can't even notice. My impatiens are starting to die back. You can see there's still a little bit of color left on some of them. So that is this side of the house. Looking really colorful. And I'll show you the woods. Probably should have got out here sooner and showed you the colors from all the trees. But they're already starting to drop. Some of my annuals are still looking really pretty. The Heuchera are nice because they're a semi-evergreen, so they stay fairly nice throughout the winter, unless the deer get to them. Then they're not so nice anymore. But you can see these planters here are holding their own. These Heucheras I have wintered over for several years now. This is a Southern Comfort and a Obsidian. This Sum and Substance is About Had It. That will be one that I will come in and cut back for sure. But you can see the leaves just, they start to yellow and then brown up, and then it's time to cut them back if I have time. These are all Bridal Veil Astobi in here. And then over here I have a mixture of Annabelle hydrangeas with some Elegance Hasta in between. And then also a little Heuchera as well. But the colors are just so pretty. This is why I don't cut back my Hasta so quick, is because I just kind of love looking at the changing of the colors. They change colors just like the trees do, and it just looks really pretty. So I kind of just let them do their thing until they're completely dead. And then, like I said, if I have time, I'll come in and cut them back. But honestly, the easiest time to cut back a Hasta, I think, is in the spring, because you literally, you don't have to use any tool. You just take your hand and like scoop it up and throw it away. It's all like basically mush. And I don't really have an issue with slugs in my garden, so I can do that. I know a lot of you guys have issues with slugs and snails and things eating your Hasta, so it wouldn't be a really great idea to leave them like that. But I don't really have that issue as of yet, so I can do that. The temperature is very nice out here today, even though it's kind of sprinkling right now. My hair is probably going to turn into the Lion King here. But yesterday I was so bummed because I was inside all day. You know, it's been freezing cold, just insanely freezing cold. And I was inside all day working. All the windows were closed up, the doors were closed up. I was freezing all day long. Nate came home and he's like, why don't you have the doors or the windows open? I'm like, because I'm freezing. And he goes, it's 74 degrees outside. I'm like, what? Like, it was colder in my house than it was outside, and I had no idea. And I literally like missed the entire day. I was super bummed. So anyway, it's not 74 out here today, but it's probably like 65 or so, and I'm loving it. So anyway, we're out here today, gonna take advantage of this nice weather that we have. So let's take a walk up to the front, and then maybe we'll go walk down the gully. In here, you can see my impatiens are starting to kind of go downhill. They still have some color, but these are the Beacon impatiens, and I have no issues with downy mildew. We've got Hasta in here that are turning, some Weigela bushes here. This one has a tiny little bloom on it. So pretty. We've got some Astobi here. Again, I left the blooms on here. I certainly could have cut them back, but sometimes I like to use them for winter projects, so I left them. Hydrangeas are looking all right, kind of starting to brown up. I also leave the hydrangeas during the winter season too, because I think they look really pretty with the snow sitting on them. Up here, everything's looking really pretty too. These Heuchera and Heucherella are the oldest ones I've had in my garden. These are one of the first Heuchera and Heucherella I planted in my garden, so they're pretty well established. I probably could come in here and split them or separate them. The Ben Vernoy Hasta are doing pretty good. I think that they struggled for a little bit when I transplanted them this summer, but they're starting to bounce back a little bit, which is nice. My dappled willow tree here, tricolor, is turning leaves, turning colors. It looks really neat. You can actually see the Hasta I have planted in here, the Halcyon Hasta, now that the Annabelle hydrangeas are starting to die back. So I kind of want to fix that this next spring as well. I think I want to pull the hosta out further, or just maybe take some chunks off of those Annabelles and place them elsewhere. This is another fountain grass. This is the same fountain grass I showed you as that little bunny. It's just a little bigger. These ones are called Piglet. And they're so pretty and soft looking. I just love these grass so much. They stay in a nice shape. It's a really nice rounded shape. This one is a little bit smaller than those two because I had to kind of do surgery on that one a couple years back. And it's growing, it's putting on growth. So I imagine next year it will be the same size as those. My begonias here, big begonias, are still going strong, along with my white euphorbia here. Looks really pretty back there. And oh, look how pretty my blue spruce looks with the leaves that have kind of fallen on it. That's cool. I love blue and orange together. And then we've got our boxwoods looking really nice and tidy, and they actually look really pretty with the leaves sitting on them as well. I'm so glad I was able to find time this late summer to trim them up. Over here, my little lime hydrangeas are looking beautiful. I'm so happy with these this year because when I came in here in the early spring, I found some cane borer damage, and I had to cut these back very significantly. You can see right here, there's one of them that was damaged, so I had to cut it back way, far back. Here, this one, let's see if I can get in here. This one is probably, I don't know if you can tell, but it's probably about 5 inches off of the ground. So that was completely damaged. There was like hardly anything left to these plants. I wasn't even sure if they were gonna bloom at all this year, if any. And they did beautiful. I took some cuts off here to dry, and I'm just really happy with how these turned out in spite of the cane borer damage. Everything else is looking really pretty up here. And I have to show you guys, I'm gonna throw in a picture here from the other day, but I wanted to show you what this looks like right now. These are a couple of other fountain grass. These are the Hamling fountain grasses, and it looks so pretty with all the different colors. But I did want to throw in a little video of the other day. There was a rainbow out here, and so we'll jump to the other day right now, and then I'll meet you back. I'm getting ready to go to my cousin's baby shower, and look at, you can't even see the colors on the camera, but I don't know, it's like 8 a.m. and it's like glowing. The sky's glowing as the sun kind of comes up, and all the leaves on the trees look so pretty. It's a little better, but I had to try to get a shot of this. It's so pretty with the sky. Yeah, you can't even tell. My word, you guys. So I was like, let me just go out front. Look at what I found. The most pronounced double rainbow. God's promise that it's gonna be a great day. Oh my gosh. Nate, did you see this? It's gorgeous. I can't even describe to you the colors right now. Like those trees. Holy cow. I kind of just want to skip out on everything and do a garden tour right now. I can't. Are you kidding me right now? Look at that. I feel like I could walk right over there and find the pot of gold. And it's starting to rain. Holy cow. Look at that rainbow. Stop it. just came out to get these colors of the trees changing. I live in Michigan, mid-Michigan, zone 4 or 5, so we've got, you know, all 4 seasons, which I know everybody has 4 seasons, but this is fall for us right now. It is the end of October. I know, buddy, did you see that rainbow? It's beautiful, huh? Yeah. Holy cow. Okay. I've got my hydrangeas and the rainbow. So many beautiful colors. Oh my, look at that. My neighbor's on my neighbor's side. Wow. Like the white is coming. Oh my, the sky is glowing, guys. Look at this. It looks like my woods is on fire. And you can't, oh, there we go. I just touched my screen on my phone and it changed to kind of the same of what it looks like, and I'm completely getting rained on right here, and my hair is gonna look like the Lion King. What? What? Thank you, Jesus. Wow. All right, well, I gotta get inside. I'm getting rained on, but I had to get you that rainbow. It's beautiful. All right, let's go. You know what? We haven't been out to the mailbox in a while. Let's go out to the mailbox. Here's my mailbox bed, my red, white, and blue, and it still looks pretty good. It's pretty awesome. Now, these will die back, the big begonia and the white euphorbia. Get a little close up on these. But these blue salvia, I imagine, will return next year because they pretty much all returned from the previous year, from last year. I'm really excited about that. Like, you can already see they're starting to put on new growth down here. It's awesome. I love these so much. So I'm pretty excited about that. Next year, I might extend this bed out a little bit just to give it a little bit more room. We'll see. But I thought this did really well this year. And yeah, I could come in here and rip all those out and plant mums, but I don't really like mums that much. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I said it, but I just don't. I don't like. Okay, my whole thing is like trying to save money, and yeah, it's fun to go spend money every once in a while. Like, I understand, like, you can't get everything on sale or you can't get everything on a clearance sale, but I think personally it's fun for me to try to save money. Like, I get enjoyment out of it. It's not like, oh, I have to buy everything on sale because I can't afford it. It's like a challenge for me. It just makes me happy. I truly enjoy it. And so the whole idea of buying a mum for a short amount of time before you go into like the winter season, I don't know. It doesn't really line up with my whole idea of gardening and the way I enjoy gardening. I planted those plants. That's what I wanted to plant there this year, and they still look halfway decent. Part of the enjoyment out of it is like seeing how long they last. I'm not going to come in here and rip out all my summer plants just to plant fall plants. I try to plant plants that will go through the spring, summer, and the fall, and I try to get the most out of them that I can because I enjoy that. So I know not everybody is like that, and a lot of people go in, rip their stuff out, and they like to plant mums, and that's totally fine. It's beautiful, but I get more enjoyment out of seeing how far my plants I planted to begin with can last, and so that's super fun for me, and I just enjoy it. But another thing that goes along with that too for me is mums kind of they're kind of sad. Like, it's kind of like the end of a season. Like, I don't need any more reminders that the summer has ended, and a mom just like solidifies that the summer has ended. If I can just make my summer plants last a little bit longer, that makes me more happy than planting like a fall plant, if that makes sense. So that's just me. I'm probably in the minority there because everyone loves moms, but I just never got into them. But anyway, back to the tour. This tree is just beautiful. I remember when we brought this tree home in the back of Nate's truck. It was a lot tinier than this. Now I probably couldn't even get both of my hands around it, around the trunk. Yeah, I'm not even halfway around. So it's pretty awesome. I love how it's changing colors. This is an autumn blaze maple. It's so beautiful. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, it's just a really, really neat tree. All right, we'll go out here, and you guys, oh no, the birch leaves are almost all gone. These trees are some of the first trees that drop completely their leaves. But I'm okay with it because then the bark has a time to shine. Look how beautiful that bark is. So pretty. Yeah, it just has a moment to shine. This year, I tested out putting impatiens up here. And, oh, hi, Spike! Hi, buddy! Yeah! Uh-oh, Max is watching out that window. He's gonna get jealous. Hi, bud! He's a good boy. Yeah. Can you come visit me? You're just a sweetie boy. My boy Max is watching us. Yeah. Yeah, you're just a good boy, Spike. So this year I put out in this island bed, I put impatiens, beacon impatiens, and I've never put them out here before. Usually I put the big begonias and they do amazingly. Well, I had an overabundance of impatiens this year because my sister grew me so many. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put some in this bed. And so I did, and the bunny rabbits or the deer or somebody got into them all season long. They'd come out and nip them completely off. Then they'd grow a little bit more. They'd come out the next week and nip them completely off. It was just really annoying. I kind of contemplated coming out here and ripping them out because they were just kind of ugly and stumpy and not doing anything, but I didn't. I just left them in hopes that eventually the rabbits or the deer or whoever was eating them would get sick of them and quit eating them, but they never did. So anyway, that was an experiment that I'm glad I tried, because now I know that I'm just going to stick with my tried and true big begonias, and it'll look really, really beautiful out here next year, just like it has in the past. So we'll skip out on the impatiens, but you can see how tiny they are. Here, I'll show you. They never got any bigger than this. This is literally just like an inch off the ground. That's how big they got. So yeah, we won't be doing that again. This Japanese forest grass, Hikanakloa, looks really pretty. The Hasta are starting to change color. I've got some more Bobo hydrangea out here and some butterfly bush. I think this is the Lo and Behold little blue chip Buddleia. Still kind of blooming there. And then in throughout, I kind of have some heuchera, and I think I've got the peachberry ice and grape expectation. I think those are the heuchera I have in here, and then that one is one of the buried ones. Buried treasure, maybe? I think I'm wrong on that, but something buried. All right, let's go over here to the lane. I just put this entire garden bed in this summer, so it's pretty small yet. Actually, that's not true. I previously had the Blue Point junipers and the Sugar Time crabapples. So those were in here before. They were just kind of planted in the grass, and then I put the rest of the stuff in the actual garden bed, and then the rest of the plants this summer. But right here we've got a hibiscus that is dropping its leaves, holy grail. There's a little flax down here. There's a little lupin, and then some other perennials that are doing really great. There's a glow blue spruce there with a drift of caramel heuchera and a little penstemon down here. These are the Invincible Ruby hydrangea. This is my Sugar Time crabapple. These look really pretty right now. I'm surprised the birds haven't gotten to these. They usually don't hold their berries for this long. Yeah, it's very strange. This is the Shenandoah grass. It's a really neat looking grass, starting to change kind of colors. I took some cuts off of this Quickfire Fab yesterday when I found out it was 75 degrees outside. I was like, I gotta do something out here. So I came out and took some cuts off of this, and they are beautiful. I am so glad I bought this Quickfire Fab. I got these at Cherry Valley Gardens this year for 30% off. And then the plants in here, they just kind of repeat. So another Invincible Ruby. This is, I named this one Mary because my Aunt Mary got these for me. She got me 2 quints. These are the double take peach quints. Another grass. And like I said, it just kind of repeats in here. Here's a little drift of Salvia. And I'm hoping this little guy does okay. I pulled him apart, and the middle is kind of browning out, so we'll see. I've never had this type of a plant before, so we'll see how it does. And then just some perennials that are kind of going to bed for the year. Repeating. And this Sugar Time crabapple has tons of little berries on it. Looks so pretty. And it's starting to rain a little bit more, you guys. My hair is gonna get nuts. I have a drift of Lady's Mantle. This is the Mahogany Monster heuchera, and we'll see how this Mahogany Monster heuchera does when it comes back next year. But you guys, if this Mahogany Monster looks this good next year, this might have to be my new favorite heuchera. My favorite heuchera right now is the Wildberry, the Dulce Wildberry, but this Mahogany Monster is just, I love it. I love it so much. So we'll see how it does. This is my first year planting it up here. I do have it in another section. Oh, look at that. It has just like a really nice bloom on it too. It's not like insignificant at all. It's a beautiful bloom and just a really pretty leaf set. But we'll see how it does. I have it planted in another section of my garden, but it gets quite a bit more shade, so it doesn't look nearly as good as these ones do. These ones get quite a bit of sun. So I'm thinking this might be my new favorite. We'll see. I'll get back to you on that. Quickfire Fab. And like I said, I'm in Michigan, zone 4-5. So these, they have the time to change colors and turn this very beautiful pink color. So that's kind of what we just walked through quickly. And then this is the gully. This is where I was out here the other day cutting from my blue salvia. Still have tons of blue salvia happening. Got snapdragons still happening. I cut all the white ones off yesterday. But these are the Chantilly mix. Tons of blue salvia still happening. starting to look really pretty with all the colors, the fall colors. I completely forgot I had this. This is a Proudberry coral berry. It gets pink berries on it. Completely forgot about that. I should give these to my sister. But yeah, everything's looking really good in here, and maybe we'll just take like a quick stroll. Heuchera still look really beautiful. The creeping Jenny gives a beautiful yellow color, but even just in the background, all the beautiful trees changing color. And then if you look up, everything is turning yellow and orange. It's just awesome. My blue salvia is still going strong up here. There's still a little bit of color on these cloudburst, I think. Cloudburst flax. And then my Price's White echinacea decided to send another bloom, which is really neat. These Carex are amazing. These get pretty much full sun, and they do the best of all my Carex. The majority of my Carex are in the shade, or part shade. There's a nice big limb that fell down. So they get quite a bit more sun, and they just love it right there. But kind of get all the different colors in here. My impatiens down here still have a little bit of color on them, but not for much longer. See back in here, this is just why I love Heuchera and Hasta so much. Like, look at all this color. Purple, dark purple. We've got some like yellowy orange. These are actually caramel Heuchera. And look at that bloom. It's still blooming. I could cut these and dry these, and they would be beautiful as a little dried flower arrangement. And then all this color going on with the Hasta. I just love it. We've got some good texture in here with the fern. And some more color going on. And then we got this nice patch of blue with that Brennera. This is another great Heuchera. This is a forever purple. Really beautiful Heuchera. These Carex are doing great this year. The best they've ever done. And this Brennera, can you guys hear it raining? Oh, this is my Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe. It's turning red. Usually it's got a really dark purple leaf on it. That's neat. Oh yeah, my other ones are turning red too. This is only my second fall with this plant. I just planted it last year for the first time. That's neat. So that's Dark Side of the Moon Astilbe. Oh, my allergies are starting to act up now. These fern are just looking really beautiful. This is the Crested Surf Japanese painted fern. Over here I've got some more Brennera. It's looking good. That looks really cute up next to that Hasta there. That is the Autumn Frost. And then this is a Georgia Peach Heuchera. And this is a Blue Mouse Ears Hasta. Sorry about my nose. Down in through here, it's looking really colorful too. You can see those Hasta are starting to change fairly quickly. And my hellebore are looking really nice. This is so pretty this year. These were all recycled plants this year. This is a Tradescantia. And it's just looking really pretty out here. I love it. I love all the leaves that are falling. I do have to come out and take care of my raccoon alley sign. I put it away for the winter usually so it doesn't get ruined. But these plants are looking really nice. This is the Autumn Frost Hosta. And then my good old tried and true Autumn Joy. And I didn't do that on purpose, the autumns. I did that on accident. These lakeside cupcakes are turning really neat colors too. These are the evening gown heuchera. I put these in here last year just to hold them over for the winter time until I found a spot for them, and they just went to town, and I was like, you know, I can't move them. They look so beautiful here and they love that spot obviously, so I left them here and that's where they're gonna stay. But everything else is looking really neat in here. This Brennera here is called Looking Glass. I love it so much. Put it right in between my stained glass. And I didn't do that on purpose either. I remember thinking about that after I did it. So this is Looking Glass, stained glass. Pretty cool. These Hasta are turning really beautiful yellow color. And we'll just turn you around. My phone is getting so wet right now, but it's okay, it's worth it. And we still got to get out here and plant that clematis there. Oh, let me show you this. This rose decided to bloom again, which is pretty cool, but this is the reason I leave the hips on and I don't cut it, because they turn this really pretty orange color and it stays like that all winter long, and it's just really fun to look at. And then we'll just come over here and we'll be done. This is my kind of dump bed, what I call it. I just throw plants in here to winter over or to just hold over until I find a spot for them. So I have several things in here. Lots of Hasta, heuchera, some carex, some acorus, lungwort there, the spot on lungwort, and some more Brennera, sedum, lots of different great things. Down here I have just a little mixture of Hasta, a Stilby, let's see, a little variegated boxwood right there that I transplanted, and some grass right here. This is that Japanese forest grass, Iconocloa. Some more carex in here. So that's looking really neat. And then this is just a pathway to the back there. And then this little section I kind of put in this late summer as well. All the Hasta that were around that tree I had planted 2 summers ago, I think. But the rest of them I planted this past summer. So just real quick, I have some, I think this is the peachberry ice. I can't remember. Yeah. So peachberry ice. And then this is red dragon. Heuchera. And then this is that looking glass. And I had 3 of them in here, which I still do. There's a little one right there. I think it's still alive. We'll see. I'm not really sure what happened to it. It just disappeared. So if it oh, you know what? Somebody probably, there's a hole. Chipmunks, I bet you, dug a hole in the roots and it died off. So if it doesn't come back next year, I'll just split one of these and put it there. These are frozen margarita hosta. These are ever gold, I think, Carex. And then these are just a variegated, it was just called variegated Brunnera. So I thought those were pretty too. And then let me show you, before we sign off over here, this section back here. It's just like this blanket of leaves. It's so pretty. And look at how this is clearing out. And you see that beautiful maple right there? It's so pretty. It just is in all these trees waiting for its time to shine. And I'm gonna get out here and clean all this stuff out. You can see it's already starting to clear up a little bit. Some of this stuff I have already cut with my chainsaw. It just needs to be either, you know, put in my wood pile or burned. And then the rest of it I can clear out and we can make a path back to that maple tree and have a secret garden. But anyway, thank you guys so much for walking around the yard with me. It is raining right now, so I'm gonna make this quick, but I just thought maybe you want to see what the garden looks like in late October here in mid-Michigan in my zone 4 or 5 garden, and see all the beautiful leaves that are just blanketing the grass and the plants and my paths and the gardens. And I just don't take it for granted. I don't necessarily love fall, but it's not really fall's fault. It's more winter's fault. Winter leaves a really bad taste in my mouth for fall, because once the fall hits, I know what comes next, and that's just months and months of bitter cold here in Michigan. So I'm trying to get out here and enjoy the fall for everything that it's given me and blessing me with, because we know what comes next. We sure do. It's coming. There's no way around it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and maybe we'll see you soon. Bye.